lovelies. Just finishing off a few chores about the wagon. Bit of washing up, you know, watery stuff. Anyway, I hope you're all fine and dandy. We're still enjoying some dry weather. We've had a tiny weeny little bit of rain, but not enough to speak about yet really. But we've got some due next week, so fingers crossed, and in no time at all we'll be moaning about the wet weather instead of the hot weather. Such is the way. British weather. But for now it's still dry as a bone round and about the wagon. Dry grass and dust blowing about in the breeze. And my little outdoor shelter is acting as much as a windbreak as anything, because I'm still having to do all my cooking on my little spirit burner. Still not safe to have any fires, which includes me using my little incinerator that I used to burn off waste, card and paper, etc. So I'm quite restricted on my cooking options, but I'm still managing to get some tasty food in. And we're getting to enjoy some of our own crops at the moment. Some of the stuff we've grown over on my friend's veg patch. And the veg doesn't need to be kept refrigerated, which is a good job because I don't have a fridge. But I can still make up a tasty meal with the addition of something like a bit of tuna out of a tin. A couple of good spoonfuls. I'll go for about half of it. See how we get on. Get off, that's it. Bon appetit. That's tasty. And the ground is still crunchy underfoot. And I've been noticing that a lot of the trees, like these elderberries, the whole tree's been dying off and the fruits have all been shriveled up. A kind of early autumn thing going on. And I've heard it being called a false autumn. Yeah, curling up. So a false autumn is a kind of stress reaction really, where the plants and trees are trying to conserve the water. Yep. Pretty dry. Crunchy underfoot. Even the brambles are dying off. The tiny weeny ones. Autumn in August. Hopefully they'll be able to recover a bit when we finally get a bit of rain. But I think they're all going into panic mode. Not that I blame them. Look at that autumn colours already. Seems really quiet and calm today. Got a lot of noise going on here and there, like there usually is. Subdued, I would say. It's got a bit of a subdued feeling to it. I think everything's probably just knackered from being too hot. Look at it though, blimey. Crazy. Yeah, these blackberries that are up in the woods are definitely the best blackberries I've found so far. The tastiest anyway, quite big some of them. Quite nice. Got nice flavour. Some elderberries. So there's foraging potential. But on that note, just as a quick reminder, I thought I'd talk about a few of the things, the berries that we can't eat, because they're toxic. Like this one, the black bryony. Looks like a string of red beads hanging down, but they're most certainly not unedible, even if they are growing in amongst the blackberries. Similarly, the red holly berries are also toxic. And these white snowberries are nice to look at, but nasty to taste. They're full of saponins, won't do your belly any good at all. These bright red arum berries are potentially deadly. Green spindleberries here. Spindleberries are typically identified by their bright pink berries, but these are green now. You can see the shape. Again, a useful tree if you're a carpenter making things, but not edible. And of course, with the wetter weather and autumn on its way, we're going to start seeing some more mushrooms, hopefully. Some of which are edible, some are not. So unless you're 100% certain of your ID, it's never worth gambling. It can sometimes be easy to make a bad mistake. Look what I just spotted growing on this old yew. Chicken of the woods. But it's worth remembering when you're out foraging for edibles, you need to pay attention to what that edible might be growing on or near to. This one is way too old to eat anyway, so it wouldn't be any good for that. But the other reason I wouldn't be picking this chicken of the woods, even if it was good looking, is because of what it's growing on. It's growing on this old yew tree, and all parts of the yew are poisonous. Chicken of the woods is good if it's growing on the right tree and it's young, but bad if it's growing on a toxic tree like a yew. And some fungus, like this oak bracket, are just for looking at. They're not very appealing as an edible, and they're not an edible. They're just interesting and weird. Meanwhile, the rose hips are ripening, and the haws on the hawthorn are getting red. It's like a little mini jungle down here at the moment. Just looking for a spot to have a stop and a wee snack and a drink. Treasure! That's a nice one. Gonna keep it. Yummy. Local crisps for local people. Yeah, bleeding good. Ketchup. Give it. See him off. Wow, amazing colour in this light. Not a bad view, eh? Just got back to the wagon. Been greeted by Bertie Buzzard up there. At least I assume it's the buzzard. I can't see him through the tree. Minnie's knackered. Good little wander. There's Sid the squirrel out there burying his nuts. I don't think there's much inside those nuts though, mate. The field's been full of squirrels lately, burying hazelnuts. For what it's going to be worth. Good luck to you. So I'm still cooking on my little spirit burner. A bit restricted, but I think it'd be able to handle it. I've got some of our homegrown stuff, our potatoes, bit of rosemary, garlic, courgette. They're not homegrown, but I'm going to add some of those and these little tomatoes. And that's all going with a nice bit of Herefordshire rump steak. So just going to start prepping a bit and then add my bits and pieces. Tasty meal. Tasty, tasty. So that's all prepped. Just got the potatoes in. Get them going first. I'm going to try and do it as a kind of one pot meal. Cook the potatoes, get the vegetables nearly done, and then whack the steak in at the last minute. See how we get on. Everything bar the steak going in. You'll see a few black peppercorns in there. I didn't intend to put that many in, the lid came off. But anyway, got peppercorn steak. I'll call that done. Let it rest for a minute and then slice it up. So there we have it. Bit of garlic naan bread with the vegetables on the bottom, the steak on the top. Bit of tzatziki, my favourite dressing. Ho ho, it's going to be a good one. Just one more thing to make it all perfect. Cheers, folks. Good health, dear. Let's try a bit of this steak. Mm. Oh, get it. Oh, yeah. Ah, looks like Phileas Pheasant is joining us for dinner. Luckily he's not for dinner. Wonder if he's hiding from Bertie Buzzard. Could be. The night wind's kicking in. Heading woods soon, I think. Good night, folks. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, if you are going out for a bit of berry foraging, just because it's natural, don't mean it's safe. Make sure you know what it is that you're picking. Do your study. Things like blackberries and elderberries are pretty easy to identify. So I hope you can find some tasty versions. Let me know how you get on, especially with the blackberries. I'll be interested to find out how tasty your blackberries are. Some of the blackberries around here are quite nice, quite tangy. And some of them have got no flavour at all, or they're even a little bit unpleasant flavour. So let me know how you get on with your foraging if you're going. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time, hopefully. Don't forget to tickle the like button if you liked it. And if you haven't done already, don't forget to think about subscribing and hit the notification bell, and you'll know the next time that we upload a new video. I'll leave you with the evening sunset. See you next time, folks. Bye for now.